Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda map revealed, where we kind of had that, but there's a little bit more context in something released by Marvel Rivals. There's also special reveals or new reveals or spicier reveals potentially coming today, question mark. There's also new skins or skins that don't really match the comic book side of things or are sort of close but aren't. There's a lot of things, including all the characters are going to be available. All 33 are going to be available at launch. Some we know about, some we don't know about. Let's get into the video. So this is very much catching you all up on things or Marvel Rivals from the weekend, and of course going into the early part of today and tomorrow. There's a really decent video that talks about how they produced, Marvel Rivals team produced the fantastic trailers and all the decent cinematic trailers that they've done so far. I'll put a link to in the description. Miller Ross got all this info. It was great. It definitely brought me back to the old days of Game Capture Artist, which ended on a project that I was working for 2 years ago. And yeah, it's sad to always kind of go away from stuff, but it's still interesting to kind of see where people are using Unreal Engine to grab things from Level Sequencer and create amazing projects and visual things that we can all enjoy. So we've got another MCU skin, which is Loki Season 2. I actually don't mind this. I think that they did a great job with this particular version of Loki in Season 2, this kind of ending of things. So great to see this version in Marvel Rivals to grab if indeed you want to spend a few doubloons in getting yourself at least a decent MCU representation of a character in game. Now I am going to devote a little segment to this video about Punisher 2099 and the pitfalls and problems I think that the developer had in any case with what the character does in-game and also what you have to equip the character with that kind of takes it away from the source material. So this is Punisher 2099 right here. And I think that they had to theoretically create something that had all the weaponry that we have from Punisher, which you can see on the screen in-game, but also add that to any, and the same thing with other characters as well. It's not just Punisher. They'd have to add all the weaponry to the characters ongoing. Same way that Moon Knight has those kind of batons, but also has a cape as Mr. Knight. And this might be something that you might have to settle on. If you are a real kind of aficionado when it comes to Marvel Comics, then of course things aren't going to look exactly the same. For a time or moment, I saw the Punisher 2099 skin. I was like, man, this kind of looks more like Frankencastle, but it's not. What you see on screen, this is the Punisher 2099 that I know of from the 90s, the early 90s. And it's largely inspired by that you've seen what you saw, the new skin, and this, rather than it saying is an exact copy. And I think, and as just to reiterate, that lies the problem, that Marvel Rivals and Netease are kind of like, well, we can't reskin it to a point of, well, where does his Gatling guns appear when he does the ultimate? What kind of Gatling gun placement is it going to be? Exactly the same or different to how we've seen it in the past? And that's fine. And actually the really interesting thing is the Punisher 2099 as the years have gone on are actually looking similar to the new skin. This is a very recent Spider-Man 2099 and you can see that, well, it kind of looks very similar, doesn't it? I mean, the greens are a bit weird within it, but I mean, I don't care. It's like, it's just fun that they're doing alternate skins, and as long as people that are aficionados do accept the fact that it's going to differ slightly from source material, then we'll have a happy time. There is also a quick little Wakanda, Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda map reveal. This takes what IGN had and just gives it that nice little atmospheric map exploration and free cam experience that we did not get with the IGN first that was recently released. This is just brilliant and it's beautiful at the same time. Something that I said in the video, the iconography, the history, the ancestralship that just occurs from this, and as well the exploits of placements of where you can fight from, where you can see a decent height to low ground advantage. It's a really decent video. Go and check it out in the link in the description down below. And two other things to talk about, because this is today in Marvel Rivals, or from the weekend in Marvel Rivals, and we're going to get 33 heroes playable on launch. There was something that didn't seem to be right. I thought they did say 33 would be playable, but other people have said that they didn't really give the correct advertisement as to that would be the case. There's also a really interesting fact from this that I didn't consider that really puts in the ground Overwatch. So Mischief said, and I don't know if this is true because I only played Overwatch for a bit, and that was Marvel Rivals is launching with nearly as many heroes as Overwatch introduced over a course of half a decade. If that is the case, then fair play to Marvel Rivals. NetEase are putting a lot behind this, and I really hope that people and players get behind it as well. This game has an aura about it that is just so beautiful that I just don't want this game to mess up at all. And the final thing we're going to be talking about is a little tease. Now, this is from the community manager on Discord. He said that for tomorrow, we're doing reveals. Not a reveal. Expect more at the usual time frame. Now, personally, when I read that, I was like, for tomorrow, we're doing reveals. Well, you always do reveals. And then saying, not a reveal. Okay? Expect more at the usual time frames. So I'm going to take this with a grain of salt, a bit of a question mark, because they do reveals every day, and if the reveal was what I thought it was going to be a reveal, that may have been the Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda map as a YouTube video. If that's a reveal, that's a reveal, but it's not the spicy reveal. You want new characters, you want confirmations of new characters come in, you want things that you don't know about, things that would be to do with the monetization, battle passes, other things that are going to be important to the player base as to what you think is going to be, yeah, just important overall. So that's been it for the video. Thank you very much for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe. Lots of different topics to discuss soon. And there's going to be hopefully a lot of hype and a lot of new reveals coming in the next couple of weeks. Appreciate you. See you soon. Bye-bye.